North Carolina Citizens for HOA Reform is advocating for legislative change and oversight through our top 5 priority areas. 1. Enhancing transparency. 2. Addressing financial mismanagement. 3. Addressing abuse of power. 4. Addressing inadequate maintenance. 5. Total lack of accountability. We will endeavor to tackle each of our priority areas by identifying the problems they entail and providing 3 potential solutions to address each. We will also complement our efforts by presenting each priority area through dedicated video to offer comprehensive insights. Now, let's delve deeper into priority area 1. Enhancing transparency. Unethical boards frequently function with limited transparency, hindering homeowners' access to vital financial records, meeting minutes, and decision-making processes. This action fosters suspicion and erodes trust in the board. To address this issue, implementing legislation that mandates transparency measures can be beneficial. Here are 3 examples of such laws. 1. Financial disclosure requirements. Enact a law compelling HOAs to provide regular, detailed financial reports to homeowners. This includes clear breakdowns of expenses, reserves, and any deviations from budgetary plans. This transparency ensures homeowners have a comprehensive understanding of their HOA's financial health. 2. Open meeting laws. Establish legislation that mandates open meetings for HOA boards and makes meeting minutes accessible to all homeowners. This ensures that board discussions and decisions are conducted openly and can be scrutinized by the community, promoting accountability. 3. Ombudsman Program. Create an independent ombudsman program tasked with addressing homeowner complaints and disputes related to HOAs. This neutral entity can mediate conflicts and investigate claims of mismanagement or lack of transparency, offering homeowners an avenue to address concerns outside of the board's influence. As we attempt to tackle each of our priority areas by identifying the problems they entail and provide 3 potential solutions to address them. We will also complement our efforts by presenting each priority area through dedicated videos to offer comprehensive insights. Now let's take a closer look at priority area 2. Addressing financial mismanagement. Improper use or mismanagement of HOA funds is a substantial concern. Unethical boards may divert funds for personal endeavors, neglect essential maintenance, or levy unwarranted fee hikes on homeowners. To counter this problem, enacting legislation that establishes clear guidelines and consequences for financial management are pivotal. Here are 3 examples of such laws. 1. Financial auditing requirements. Implement a law requiring HOAs to undergo regular financial audits conducted by independent certified accountants. Then those audit reports should be shared with all homeowners, ensuring transparency and accountability in financial management. 2. Fiduciary duty legislation. Enact a statute that explicitly outlines the fiduciary duties of HOA board members, including the obligation to act in the best financial interests of the association and refrain from self-serving decisions. Violations of these duties should result in legal penalties. 3. Reserve fund mandate. Pass a law mandating that HOAs establish and maintain adequate reserve funds for long-term maintenance and repairs. These reserves should be protected and used solely for their intended purpose and prevent funds from being diverted for unrelated projects without a majority vote of owners. As we continue our endeavor to tackle each of our priority areas by identifying the problem and providing 3 potential solutions to address them. Now let's take a closer look at priority area 3. Addressing abuse of power. Boards that engage in deceptive practices can misuse their authority, leading to arbitrary decisions that harm homeowners. This may involve the enforcement of stringent and unjust rules, the imposition of excessive fines, or a dismissive approach to homeowners' concerns. To rectify this issue, enacting legislation that sets clear boundaries and consequences for board actions is crucial. Here are 3 examples of such laws. 1. Fair Governance Act. Introduce a law that mandates transparent governance practices within HOAs, including clear guidelines for rule enforcement and dispute resolution. This ensures that rules are reasonable, fairly applied, and subject to homeowner input. 2. Fines and penalties regulation. Establish legislation that restricts the board's ability to impose fines and penalties excessively. This could include maximum limits on fines and a requirement for documented violations before fines can be levied. 3. Homeowner Bill of Rights. Enact a comprehensive Bill of Rights for homeowners within HOAs. This law should include provisions that guarantee homeowners the right to a fair and impartial grievance process, the ability to contest board decisions, and protections against retaliation for raising concerns. Now let's take a closer look at Priority Area 4. Addressing inadequate maintenance. Boards that neglect essential maintenance and repairs can harm the community, leading to the deterioration of common areas and property values. This decline can significantly affect residents' quality of life. To rectify this issue, implementing legislation that establishes maintenance standards and accountability is essential. Here are 3 examples of such laws. 1. Maintenance Obligation Act. Enact a law that places a legal obligation on HOAs to adequately maintain common areas and property infrastructure. This legislation should define specific maintenance standards, schedules, and reporting requirements. 2. Reserve Fund Management. Establish regulations that require HOAs to maintain and regularly update reserve funds dedicated to maintenance and repairs. This ensures that funds are available when needed and prevents the neglect of essential upkeep. 3. Inspection Requirement. Pass a law mandating regular inspections of common areas and property infrastructure. Inspection reports should be made available to all homeowners, thus providing transparency and holding the board accountable for maintenance deficiencies. Now let's take a closer look at our last Priority Area 5. Addressing lack of accountability. Holding unscrupulous boards accountable for their actions can be a formidable challenge. They might resist removal from office, manipulate elections, or disregard proper governance procedures. To rectify this issue, implementing legislation that strengthens accountability mechanisms is vital. Here are 3 examples of such laws. 1. Board Recall and Removal Act. Enact a law that outlines clear procedures for homeowners to recall and remove board members in cases of misconduct or negligence. This legislation should provide a fair and transparent process for homeowners to initiate and conduct recalls with penalties for not complying. 2. Election Integrity Legislation. Establish regulations that ensure fair and transparent HOA board elections. This includes requirements for impartial election committees, secure voting procedures, and transparency in candidate nominations. 3. Code of Conduct Enforcement. Pass a law that defines a code of conduct for board members and imposes penalties for violations. This legislation should include provisions for ethical behavior, conflict of interest disclosure, and consequences for board members who engage in unethical practices. To address these issues within an H.O.A. run by an unscrupulous board in North Carolina, homeowners need to mobilize. You need to advocate for reforms. You should also seek legal counsel if necessary. You need to engage with regulatory authorities to ensure proper oversight and accountability. It's essential to understand the specific rules and regulations governing HOAs in North Carolina and work within the legal framework to address these issues effectively. Together, we can create positive change and ensure our communities thrive. Take action now and shape a better future for homeowners statewide.